Good evening. This is the January 29th, 2024 meeting of the Newcastle Zoning Board of Appeals. Mr. Secretary, the first case.
First case is Nick. They're requesting a second extension on the approval of an application, 60 Algonquin Drive.
Good evening, Robert Sherwood, the landscape architect on the project, and we are asking for an extension to obtain our building permit. We have gone through the process of getting the planning board resolution signed, and we thought we were good to go at that point and get a building permit, and we had to do another 6 items that needed to be done prior to the issuance of a building permit. If we are waiting currently on the last item, Bob Sealy pretty much signed off on everything else. We are waiting for the NYC DEC to send us back our approved notice, NOI, notice of impact letter. So we are right at the finish line to get this, and just looking for another month or 2 so that Tom can review the construction document and give us a building permit.
You think you can do it in a month or 2?
As long as we get this letter in, yes.
It's the last step and we're waiting on electronic confirmation of it.
Yeah, I mean, I got a verbal confirmation as from an email, but we gotta have the actual letter.
You're absolutely right. Okay. Well, we're normally pretty liberal with extensions, and I appreciate your month or 2 optimism. But if I had my way, I would be asking for 6 months. And if you go ahead, if you get it before 6 months, there's no penalty.
We did, I believe we did ask for 2. So.
And then you don't have to come back to us.
Okay.
So I'm gonna recommend a 6-month extension. I'll make that motion that we grant a 6-month extension to this applicant.
I second the motion.
Chairman Giordina.
Aye.
Mike Nolan.
Aye.
Ron Genzeg.
Aye.
Warren Gottlieb.
Aye.
You have your extension.
Thanks so much, gentlemen.
Good luck.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you, guys. Have a great night.
WEISS.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, staff. Brad Schwarzky, law firm Zarin Steinmetz, representing the applicants, Adam and Tara Weiss. Adam is with me tonight. So we were at your board late last year, heard your feedback, went back to the drawing board some, and reduced the extent of the development coverage down from 12%, which was initially applied for, down to 8%. And you'll see that Alan Pilcher's on the screen. Alan, if you don't mind sharing the plans and walking through the drawing and the modifications. So the preferred option, members of the board, is again this 8% variance that includes the circular turnaround. At the board's request, we did study an alternative to show what it would look like if the circular turnaround came out. And we're about to see that there really wouldn't be that much of a difference. So we're asking for the board to consider this as the primary application.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Can you see the drawing on the screen there?
Yes, we can.
Good. So what we did is there were 2 areas in which initially what we did is we proposed to reduce or enlarge the circle, make it more larger. What we did is we even made it larger this time around. And so we have a 13-foot wide drive aisle around it, but it does preserve that circle. And the other thing we did in order to reduce the amount of coverage on the property is we're actually modifying the backup space from the existing garage, which is right here. And we're providing 30 feet of backup space, which really is sufficient in order to back up a vehicle, to have a vehicle back out and then drive out of the driveway. So that's what's being proposed. And this would be 7.98% above the maximum permitted. And that is our preferred plan because it really does retain what we see as being I'll say it's a benefit because it makes it much easier for visitors to the property to access the front door. So that's how we see it. Brad, if you like, I can, or Mr. Chairman, I can also show the other alternative, which we did submit.
I think if you give us a brief run through on the other alternatives, we can all get a better perspective on what we would think is more appropriate.
Okay, at the last meeting, the zoning board also requested seeing what happens if we remove the circle in front of the house. And this is what this option does show. What we did though is, since we still would like to be able to provide access to the front door for visitors or, I'll say elderly parents or, whoever, there is a place where you could park, and it's identified by having some type of pavers or something, just to identify it as a off the driveway area. But basically what it would do is provide a place for a person to park. We also extended the existing walkway, which terminates here, to the driveway itself, and to the pull-off area, as I would call it. And the area behind the existing garage would remain just as it is presently, which does, as I say, it provides a little more room for backup. But as I said, the prior plan provides what I'll call the minimum what would be required. And this plan was at 7.57% above the maximum.
The only other aspect, Alan, of our client's preferred plan is that by having the circular feature, it does break up the visual of having a long driveway also coming in off the trail. Right, so instead of one long driveway with this sort of pull-off area, the circular does add a nice aesthetic feature.
What was the original back, on the plan one, what was the original backup space? And now it's 30. What was it prior to that?
It's around 35 feet. From here to 5 feet, it's 40 feet. 30 plus another 10 feet, so it's about 40 feet.
The total additional reduction is 574 square feet. It's 574 additional reduction from what we showed you last time, or a total reduction of 913 square feet. Do the math one more time. 574 additional removal as compared to last meeting, or a total removal of 913.
So assuming we're using a preferred plan,
Yep.
what is the new variance that we're looking for?
8%.
8%.
I remember Alan had it at like 7.9. Alan carried out to like 5 decimals. It was
No, we're not
let's
that
call it
We're
8%.
not that accurate.
8%.
We're engineers, we endeavor to be accurate.
And so the first plan is the preferred plan, correct?
Okay. I have looked at these at home, because we get our packet.
Mhm.
And I'm the one that was really complaining, or really concerned about the circle. And I have to admit, looking at the alternative plan, aesthetically and functionally, I think your preferred plan is better. I'm gonna admit that, okay? I don't know how the rest of the board feels. We appreciate that you've reduced the coverage up at the turnaround. That's a big help. And getting us down to an 8% variance, in my estimation, is reasonable if we're all concerned. And if I were to recommend it, I would recommend that we go for your preferred plan.
Thank you. Appreciate the feedback. Look, showing you that alternative helps bring all
Well,
that to
it's-
light.
it's-
So
it's-
it
we
was a good
appreciate-
comment. We heard you.
We appreciate your effort in accommodating us, and it gives us a better perspective as to what the finished product is.
So in square feet, what is the requested variance now?
In square feet,
It was originally 1,600.
1091, which translates to 8%.
Is there any comments from the board? Are there any people in the audience or online that would like to comment on this application? There are none. Therefore, I would move that we go to public hearing.
I second the motion.
Chairman Giordina.
Aye.
Mike Nolan.
Aye.
Ron Genzeg.
Aye.
Warren Gottlieb.
Aye.
Okay, so we need a variance. You want to do it? You want me to?
Sure, I can take it.
Michael, thank you.
I move we grant a variance to Adam and Taryn Weiss at 46 Carolyn Place for a building permit, and the requested variance is 1,091 square feet, which is 8% over the existing requirement. for the following reasons. The applicants have spent a great deal of time in trying to modify and minimize the amount of variance that they have been seeking. It is now a total of reduced at a total of 913 square feet. Their plan is enlarging the circle and modifying a backup space, which will bring them down to 1,091 square feet. For the following reasons, the granting and the variance will not create an undesirable change in the character of the neighborhood or detriment to nearby properties. The benefits sought by the applicants cannot be achieved by another feasible method, though, as they've tried to minimize the footprint as it is. The requested area variance is substantial, but there is no other feasible method to get the development coverage down to a number that would be required. It will not have an adverse effect or impact on the physical environment conditions in the neighborhood. There are no neighbors, I believe, who are present or have written in opposition to this variance. It is a potentially self-created hardship, but again, they've made great efforts in bringing the requested variance down to a nominal size. So therefore, I move we grant the variance.
6 months to start.
6 months to start, a year to finish.
I'll second that.
Chairman Giordina.
Aye.
Mike Nolan.
Aye.
Ron Genzeg. Warren Gottlieb.
Aye.
Thank you, good
Any
night.
variance, good luck.
Thank you.
Graves Jr.
Anybody get the Graves?
Here or online.
Nothing yet?
I don't see anyone.
Let's go through the next one.
Okay. Topiel, Michael and Jennifer Topiel.
And our architect is in Newton, Northern Connecticut. I understand he's gonna be joining us online, Mr. Mark Fritz. Mark, are you on?
Yes, I am.
Thank you, Mark.
Can you come up, please, to the mic and introduce yourself for the record and tell us what it is that you're seeking?
Happy to, thank you. Thank you to the board in advance for your consideration, for your service. I'm Michael Topiel. I live at 2 Skywood Road in Chappaqua with my wife Jennifer, who's present. We are seeking a variance to build a deck structure adjacent to a renovated kitchen that we just did, also after a variance. And what we have now is a small brick courtyard that is adjacent to, that is at the front of the house. And there's visibility up to the street, Skywood Road. And in the interest of creating a space for the house that would allow for some more privacy for us, because we have almost a nominal backyard, an ability to have a yard or a deck in the back. We are seeking a variance to be able to have a larger deck than the patio that exists, along with a fence to afford the privacy that it needs.
Thank you. We'll hear from the architect.
Thank you.
So I'm just going to share my screen. So as Michael was explaining, essentially in the front, he has that existing grade level patio. And the area that we're talking about, which is this area here, is the area for the grade level deck that would replace that, along with a sitting wall at the front and a privacy screen over the top of that wall.
Mark, excuse me, you're not sharing your screen yet.
I'm not sharing the screen. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Try that again. Can we see it now?
Yes.
Alec.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me start again. Basically, we have, this is the, this area here is where the grade level patio is. And the kitchen is in this area here. And our new deck that's proposed is this area here, increasing the size of that existing patio. And basically the sitting wall would be here with the privacy screen setting on top of it. The sitting wall is 38'7" from the property line. And our grade essentially up at Skywood, it's at around 442 at this point. And we're down about 12 feet at the front at this point. So we're actually, the whole house is actually depressed and running downhill. Michael had mentioned that the rear yard, this being the permitted setbacks for the home, the rear yard is basically at the basement level of the house, not the first floor, and essentially runs downhill fairly quick after the area that's flat for his yard. And it's a lot more wooded than what's shown on the plan there. So that's one of the reasons why it was logical for us to kind of convert that patio area so they can utilize it from their kitchen as an outdoor space.
So the house is legally non-conforming now.
Correct. And you can see that by looking at where the front yard setback is. It actually cuts through the house, and essentially that existing patio is non-conforming.
So the orange section there, that's existing?
This part here?
Yeah.
Yes, that is existing.
And
So this is existing and the patio is existing.
So the gray area and,
The gray area is the actual buildable area.
no, the dark gray square,
That's the patio.
that's the patio. And then the other area is,
This area here would
Okay.
be the deck.
Where's the privacy fence that we were hearing about?
The privacy fence is along this front edge here.
How
of
high
the-
is that fence? The fence height is what,
The height is 6 feet.
6 feet, okay. So we don't need a variance for that.
No.
Okay. Any other comments?
no.
Anybody in the audience have any comments as to this application, or anybody online have any comments to this application?
No hands are raised.
The answer is no. In that case, I will move we close the public hearing.
I second the motion.
Chairman Giordina.
Aye.
Mike Nolan.
Aye.
Ron Genzeg.
Aye.
Warren Gottlieb.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman.
I'll make a motion that the application of Michael and Jennifer TOPIEL for a 22 square foot variance, 22 foot setback variance for a grade level deck, and a 20-foot variance for the front entrance pavers be approved for the following reasons. The existing residence is existing legal non-conforming. Their backyard is minimal. There is not really any usable space back there for the sitting deck area. So the front yard becomes by default the place where it's most reasonably to be placed. There is no other place to put this other than here to achieve the desired end. The granting of the variance will not create any undesirable change to the character of the neighborhood. There is no other method feasible to achieve the desired end. In this particular case, this is not a substantial variance, in my opinion. There will be no adverse effect to the physical conditions in the neighborhood or the environmental conditions in the neighborhood. This is really not a self-created hardship in that the applicant is very restricted as to what can possibly be done on their property, and they have chosen wisely as to what is the most reasonable alternative to achieve their needs. And we'll need as-built or any kind of foundation stuff, Todd?
A survey, please, yes.
As-built.
Yes.
Okay, we'll need an as-built survey upon completion. And if you can start within 6 months and finish within a year, I move that we grant the variance.
I second the motion.
Chairman Giordina.
Aye,
Mike Nolan.
Aye.
Ron Genzeg.
Aye.
Warren Gottlieb.
Aye.
you have your variance, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mark.
Okay, our next case is AMLIN, 10 Evergreen Lane.
Good evening, I'm Mary Scott, the architect for the AMLINs. The AMLIN's house was built in the 1950s, has an undersized two-car garage and a tiny second floor. So the request of the project is to expand the garage, take down a screen porch which is falling apart and building a new family room, and then putting a second floor primary bedroom suite over it. The existing house actually has a non-conforming side yard setback of 18.5 feet, where 20 feet is required now. And then with our extension of the family room, we're 23 feet, but the combined is 41 feet, where 50 feet combined side yard setbacks are required. In addition to that, in order to get room for the garage and not extend it back too far because we have a tight turnaround space, our front yard is reduced to 45 feet where 50 is required. So we're asking for two variances, front yard variance of 5 feet and a sum of side yards variance of 9 feet.
And all those measurements are inclusive of the existing non-conforming.
Yes.
Any feedback from any of the neighbors on this one? Nothing?
A
Everything's
lot of work's been done on this street, including, and they actually, the front of their house faces the backyard of a house that is actually on Bedford Road and has a huge addition going on, so
Yeah,
it's
right.
a lot of stuff going on.
I really don't have a problem with this one. Warren, nothing? Okay. Anybody in the audience to speak? There is nobody in the audience. Maybe online, anybody wanted to address this thing online? There being nobody else, I would move we close the public hearing.
I second the motion.
Chairman Giordina.
Aye.
Mike Nolan.
Aye.
Ron Genzeg.
Aye.
Warren Gottlieb.
Aye. I make a motion that we grant two variances to Mark and Tatiana AMLIN. The first one being a front yard setback of the variance requested is 5 feet. And the second is a combined side yard setback of 9 feet. Requested variance is 9 feet. At 10 Evergreen Lane, the building is an existing non-conforming property. The back property slopes down, so there really isn't another place that they could do this. Therefore, they've made what I think is a modest request and variances to build the garage extension and the two-story addition. The granting of the variance will not create an undesirable change in the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby properties. The benefits sought by applicants cannot be achieved by any other feasible method as the topography is severe. The requested area variance is not substantial. The requested front and side yard variances are not substantial. It will not have an adverse effect or impact on the physical environmental conditions in the neighborhood. There are no neighbors who have written or are present in opposition to the variance. It is not a self-created hardship in the fact that it's already a non-conforming property, and there seems to be no other place that they could locate these additions. 6 months to start, year to finish.
Foundation survey, please.
Foundation survey.
Prior to framing.
Excuse me?
Prior
Prior to framing.
foundation prior to framing.
Correct.
Okay. I'll second that.
Chairman Giordina,
Aye.
Mike Nolan,
Aye.
Ron Genzeg.
Aye.
Warren Gottlieb.
Aye.
You have your variance.
Thank you.
Bye, Mary.
Thanks for checking my map.
Good night, Mary.
It's nothing, Mary, nothing personal, just business.
No, I should just preview it before I submit.
Okay.
That's Tony. RACHLIN, 20 Kerry Lane, Michael and Kerry RACHLIN.
Good evening. I'm Annie Minnis from Garrison Foundry. I have my associate Natalie Green on here as well to share any plans, and I believe our client is on here as well. We are seeking, this is a project where we're seeking, similar to the last one, a garage extension. We currently have a house where the current garage actually is slightly non-conforming. We had a survey done and it comes in at 74.9, needs to be 75. And we're looking to extend for the garage, encroaches into the zoning setback approximately 10 feet.
You're not showing anything on the screen.
1 second, we're gonna,
We're not seeing you share.
yeah. I apologize, I'm remote here.
Now we
There
got
we
it.
go. Great. Yeah, so the hatched area on the upper portion right here, that is the additional area that we're seeking for zoning variance, which encroaches about 10 feet from the street into that 75-foot setback.
So the dotted line is the setback line?
The dotted line actually is the wetlands buffer. We have kind of multiple applications going on, so that's the setback line for the front also, yeah. That's the, excuse me, the dotted line is the setback line, yes,
So
correct.
the existing house is legal? It's-
Yeah, it's so minor, the garage, corner of the garage, the back corner of the garage, just to be really persnickety.
Oh, okay.
We logged at 74.9, so it's a couple inches off of what the setback would be.
That makes you legally non-conforming. That's okay.
Yeah. Just to be really, careful about all this stuff. But the hatched area would be the additional bay of the garage. The land on this part of the house is very flat. Seems like the most feasible way to build a third bay of the garage, and also architecturally it makes sense with the plans as well. Both from a feasibility and logical perspective as far as construction, and also how it looks architecturally as well. It makes the most sense from the street perspective, and Natalie can show you that. Yeah, just zoom out a little bit, Natalie, and you can see it there. Yeah, so that's the additional bay showing that right there.
Have you had any feedback from your neighbors on this one?
I don't believe so. I'm not sure, Carrie, if, we have not received any feedback. I believe it's all, it's quite a varied neighborhood, I will say. There's, architecturally. Yeah, no feedback, unless there are anyone present tonight, but welcome any discussions on this front, so.
You mentioned wetlands. Are wetlands in any way involved with the need for the variance?
No, the wetlands are all, they're not in this part of the house. So not to confuse the issue. This, from my perspective, architecturally, this is the only thing that's impeding this is a zoning variance. And then from a constructability, feasibility perspective, it really does make the most sense, to put, an extension right here where it's level and flat and dry and there's no wetlands whatsoever.
Thank you.
Sure.
Any other board comments? No. Anybody online that would like to address or speak to this application? No hands are raised, okay. In that case, I'll move we close the public hearing.
I second the motion.
Chairman Giordina.
Aye.
Mike Nolan.
Aye.
Ron Genzeg.
Aye.
Warren Gottlieb.
Aye.
Okay, I'll make a motion that the application of Michael and Carrie Ann RACHLIN for it's a 14-foot, oh no, excuse me, 11-foot front yard setback variance for the construction of another garage bay be approved for the following reasons. The applicant has, and the applicant's architect has been very cognizant of the design effects and has created a very nice looking design that will blend in with the existing house and with the neighborhood. The granting of the variance will not create any undesirable change in the character of the neighborhood. There is no other method other than the requested variance to achieve the desired end. This is a self-created hardship in the fact that it's just right off the front yard, and it's what they choose to do or why they choose to do it. But the fact that it is a self-created hardship will not create any detrimental effects on the town or on the neighborhood itself. Let's see, there will be no adverse effect on the physical environment or conditions in the neighborhood. There have been no neighbors that have written or voiced their any opposition to this application. And if you could provide us with a foundation survey prior to framing and a final survey upon completion, and then 6 months to start and 1 year to finish, we shall grant.
I second the motion.
Chairman Giordina.
Aye.
Mike Nolan.
Aye.
Ron Genzeg.
Aye.
Warren Gottlieb.
Aye.
Okay,
Wonderful. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah,
Good luck.
thanks.
Did anybody from Graves sign in or anything yet?
No, I did email the architect, saying if he could show up before the meeting ended, we'd hear his case, but I don't see him.
Okay. Well, do I ever make a motion to carry this forward to the next meeting? How do you wanna work that?
Yeah, I would make the motion to, since the applicant did not appear, just make a motion to continue to the next meeting.
Okay. So moved. Need a
I second the motion.
Chairman Giordina.
Aye.
Mike Nolan.
Aye.
Ron Genzeg.
Aye.
Warren Gottlieb.
Aye.
And we need an approval of the minutes. I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes.
I second the motion.
Chairman Giordina.
Aye.
Mike Nolan.
Aye.
Ron Genzeg. Warren Gottlieb.
Aye.
Okay, we're off. This is the reopening of the January 29th zoning board of appeals meeting with town of Newcastle. We closed the meeting because the applicant was not here, but he has shown up just under the wire, and therefore I'll make a motion that we reopen our meeting.
I second the motion.
Chairman Giordina.
Aye.
Mike Nolan.
Aye.
Ron Genzeg.
Aye.
Warren Gottlieb.
Aye.
And the next case is
The next case is
Mike.
Graves.
Mike.
Good evening. My name is Toscano, I'm the architect. It's a rather simple request. The side lot setbacks need to be recalculated. Which was done during the planning process. Turns out that if you look at the site plan, look at the deck. This is the 60-foot setback. The deck encroaches in these three little areas, which adds up to 69 square feet. That's on the rear. On the front, I thought it was a grandfather because the building was built with a 50-yard setback, 50-foot setback, and I think it's been increased to 60. So I guess I need two variances, front and rear. That's it.
The little red triangle in the corner of the building, is that,
No, the
What is-
building is here, this is the deck.
that's all deck?
It's all deck.
Okay, 'cause I was wondering why that little red, that's also beyond the setback. Okay, so I see what you're doing. Okay, so you got that one and the other side.
Right.
I don't have any problem with that.
So it's just the stairs that,
More or less, and that's how these
that little tidbit?
2.5 square feet, there, or 8 square feet, 2 feet, 50 feet, 8 feet. Adds up to 69 square feet.
So what's there now? Is the deck there now that you're redoing, or how's that?
Yes,
And,
the deck was built without a permit,
aha,
so it's in place. And we just went through planning, changing the setbacks and so on, and got that all done after 4 months. And now we're rezoning.
and how did we get that built without a permit?
Sir,
How was it built without a permit? Was there,
you just go out and do it and don't pull a permit, I guess.
I'm sure you were not involved with that.
No, it was not.
We know you too well for that.
Yes, God, I've learned something along the way.
You're the savior, okay. It happens, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Any comments from the board?
So it's 5 variances you're looking for, is that?
No, I think just 2. The side lot or whatever, well, it's all front lot. If you look at the site, it's all front.
Well, it's got multiple front yards because.
So there is no
I
side,
get that, but
it's
it's
all
this,
front.
I see 1, 2, 3, 4, then deck structure, is that this one here?
There's five.
Five.
It's fine.
Okay.
We have any comments from anybody in the room? No, there's nobody here. Anybody online have a comment? No hands are raised. You heard anything from the neighbors on this one? Any-
No, not a word.
No words, okay. The board have any other comments?
No, sir.
Make a motion that we close the public hearing.
I second the motion.
Chairman Giordina.
Aye.
Mike Nolan.
Aye.
Ron Genzeg.
Aye.
Warren Gottlieb.
Aye.
All right.
You're gonna talk to it.
I can take it unless you
You
want to
wanna
take
do it? No, go ahead. Knock yourself out.
it. I move we grant a variance to Earl Jr. and Roberta Graves for a front yard setback, a front yard variance of 2 feet, required 60 feet, they're at 58 feet. That was for a staircase. A deck structure required is 60 feet, they're at 58 feet, the variance is 2 feet. Another staircase, lower landing, requirement is 60 feet, they were at 52 feet, the requested variance is 8 feet.
Oh, I see what you mean.
And the staircase structure, front yard setback required 60 feet, they have got 53, requested variance is 7 feet. And then finally, a requested front yard setback should be 60 feet, they're at 58 feet, the requested variance is 2 feet. And the structure is in place already due to lack of knowledge or intent to build the existing deck. The granting of the variance will not create an undesirable change in the character of the neighborhood or detriment to nearby properties. The benefits of applicants cannot be achieved by any of the feasible methods as the deck was already in place And when these steps were put in, that was, were they replaced steps or additional?
The whole existing deck was torn down
Okay.
and the new one was built. This is a new building. It's not complete. It was stopped.
None of the requested variances are substantial. I suppose if you add them all up, it might be considered substantial, but there really is no other feasible method to get this done. It will not have an adverse effect or impact on the physical and environmental conditions of the neighborhood. There are no neighbors who are present or have written in opposition to the variance. It is a self-created hardship in the fact that they probably could have reduced the size of it, but this is what they wanted. And Tom, is there any survey required for this at all, or
A final survey.
a final survey? Okay, so we'd request a final survey. And timing on that, is that the same thing? I mean, are we gonna
6
immediate-
months.
6 months to start? Okay, 1 year to finish. Okay, 6 months to start, 1 year to finish.
I'll second that.
Chairman Giordina.
Aye.
Mike Nolan.
Aye.
Ron Genzeg.
Aye.
Warren Gottlieb.
You have your variance?
Thank you.
Good
Thank you
luck.
very much for rejoining for me.
No problem. Make a motion, we adjourn this hearing?
I second the motion.
Okay, we're